What is going on, guys? Welcome to GIMP episode number 8. We have a returning guest in Ando for a very, I'm going to say it's going to be a good app, I reckon.
Talking about Star Wars themed episode. But can we just talk about Ben Tom?
Already, firing shots.
Go on. Dude, it's been like, it's been planted that he's going to be, since I think when you came over in the podcast, there was something about Ben Tom coming for a conspiracy theory themed episode. And
yeah, that was meant to be today.
He's just going to make time for us, Ben.
Instead he wants to talk to kids, but that's none of my business. So
What?
he wants to talk to kids, isn't it like he's doing like something like uni speech thing?
I don't know.
Isn't that what I swear that's what he was doing. Isn't that what he said?
I don't know, I think he's got an interview for...
Oh fuck, I thought it was a speech, so that's awkward.
But,
Is this mine?
yeah, it is.
Okay. I was wondering why it was there.
Alright, so that was a good start. Alright, so first topic will be...
Why Star Wars Episode 8 was shit. Yeah? No? You're giving me like a weird look there. What was wrong with Star Wars Episode 8?
No, you're going to go further than that.
Further?
Go further like,
why was Rose a bad character?
Okay, like, alright, so it's why Star Wars is bad because of Disney, I would say. Or why Disney has ruined Star Wars, which I think is what it says in the thumbnail. Alright, so obviously, yeah,
Too many reasons to count.
Alright, so main reason I would say, or I wrote down was like, it's because of like the story they actually made, and even the stories they've made since they actually got like Rebels. It's just like, did that story really need to be told about what happens in between episode 3 and 4? Yeah, but I wouldn't prioritize it over like other things. And plus, even like the sequel trilogy, it's just I know people say it's a lot, but like, it's a legit rehash of what we've already seen. It doesn't add anything new. Whereas, like, you look at the prequels with George Lucas, like, it added a freaking, like, you say what you want about the prequels, but they added like a galactic war between two freaking powerhouses. And that was awesome.
They were pretty average movies, but they're not. That's not what I take away from them. I like the story.
Yeah, the story.
The story of the prequels was fucking incredible.
I love it.
But the movies themselves, from an actual technical movie standpoint, were pretty fucking trash. Yeah. That's just because George can't direct for shit. Mostly just due to that reason. And his overuse of CGI and whatever else. Because the whole good point of the originals was the practicality side of things. Like actual props and making aliens out of real shit instead of making them CGI. But no, there was fucking way too many things as to why Disney's done it. When it comes out in Blu-ray, we'll do an actual thing for that. Just because I want to break down every single point.
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. There's too many to count, man. Seriously, Rian Johnson's probably the worst thing to have ever happened to Star Wars.
Mainly because like
the fact that they're handing him another trilogy after this as well was an absolute joke.
But they like it because of the mythology of it, like the Jedi mythology. So I think like Kathleen Kennedy and like all the other, feminazis, they they liked the kind of. I think they actually liked the flying Jedi concept, and like the Jedi can project their Force ghosts to like other planets and stuff like that. I think that's like what they liked about the Rian Johnson version of the Jedi. So that's why they're bringing them back. But the Force projection thing. that was
Force projection. It's fucking stupid, but it has existed. It has existed in the past, and LucasArts released all those different books. Like the Jedi Order book and Bounty Hunter, Imperial. I've got the Sith one at home. The Sith Big Holocron. It's pretty cool, but the Jedi one actually does describe a Force ability, which is the Force projection, the ability to do that, but not at such a greater distance. But all of those things have been made non-canon. I've found that starting to pick things from the Legends, is what they've called them now. The Legends, the non-canon part of Star Wars, the expanded universe. They're just picking parts that they want to use out of it, really, and just applying it and making it canon now without explaining how the hell it even came to be in the first place. Like, at least in the Clone Wars, we had Darth Bane, which was really fucking cool.
Towards the end of the seasons,
when Yoda went and...
those were good. I like those episodes.
Yeah, I just wish that it was Revan. There was actually going to be Revan in the first place, but they ended up scrapping that idea.
just like a side note, they should have kept going with the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Did you hear they were going to end it? I don't know if you heard, but like they were going to end it with like they were going to go to Utapau and shit like that, and like they were going to end it after like Order 66. So like just kind of
right.
after
So
that.
actually go into episode 3 with it.
Yeah. So they would have gone past episode 3 with it, and
that would have been good because there's so many things in the 3 that we missed.
Yeah.
Like think about like Kiri Mundi when he got killed. Like when Order 66 happened, look at all the different Jedis and different planets what they were doing. The potential of storytelling in every one of those battles.
Yeah, but then you got to look at it. They canned Clone Wars for Rebels.
I know. I was so cut, especially with the first. I'd say the first season. First season of Rebels really fucking disappointed me. It was just so kiddie and so Disney. 2, the start of it was pretty average, but it came alright. Pretty much as soon as they start going into more edgy shit, the dark side stuff, it's better. It seriously is, but sometimes it gets so edgy that it's fucking cringy.
Well, just think about like when we were 10 years old. Like, do we really want to see? I remember there was like a Clone Wars episode where it was only R2D2 and C3PO, and like it was just a really bad episode about like how they fell in like a tunnel or blah blah blah. They see these animals, and
anytime anyone asks me about Clone Wars series, like Kai Harrison asked me recently, he's like, oh, should I watch it? I'm like, because it's on Netflix.
Definitely.
I'm like, yes, just skip the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They're not even necessary. Like, you don't have to watch them. You can watch the Clone Wars movie and go straight into season 3, just so you can realise who Ahsoka is.
There was some episodes that were good
Some of
in
them,
the
like, it's
first
a
2,
handful,
but there wasn't. Yeah, it was just mainly like freaking, I'm just trying to think of the word. It was really like cliche, like the bad guy would always lose at the end. Whereas like
which is
towards
what
the later
Disney's
seasons,
now done now, which is why it's so shit.
Yep.
You have to make the bad guy win sometimes, which is one of my major pet peeves with this new one is the Mary Sue effect on fucking Rey. She is unbeatable in anything she does in life. It is an absolute joke. Like, think in history, what character in the history of pop culture doesn't have a weakness, doesn't have a flaw that they have to overcome and become a better person at the end of that trail? Like, fucking people, like, you look at Superman, he's like, fucking indestructible. He has kryptonite.
Yeah.
Everyone has some form of weakness. Everyone is shit at something. She's a Mary Sue, the absolute definition of one. She's unbeatable.
Yeah.
She's like untrained, like in 7. That was a major pet peeve in 7.
Yeah, I hate
untrained,
that,
gets the saber from Kylo, like beats him in a force fucking pull. It's just so dumb. And then beats him in a duel as well, like untrained. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was one of the worst parts about the whole movie.
She's just born a Jedi Master. Like the big thing that I was really disappointed about with The Last Jedi was the way that they did. I'd say when she approached Kylo after she left training with Luke, training in quotation marks, didn't do shit.
Yeah, I agree.
And there was no consequence at all. I was genuinely hoping when she confronted Snoke, at least one of the Praetorian guards would lop off a limb or something, and it would be a throwback to, how many different times has that happened through Star Wars? Someone's lost an arm because they were fucking idiots. Like Anakin charged Count Dooku, paid the price, lost an arm. Luke charged Vader, fucking lost an arm. He left training on Dagobah to go do that, and then Anakin fucking went against what Obi-Wan said. He's like, we'll do it together, and he's like, no. So they both fucked up and left their training.
I love that scene.
Rey leaves Luke, and just not only like wins the whole battle with Snoke, but kills every fucking guard there as well. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And Kylo was the one that was shit in that fight too. She's killing everyone and everything, and then he's the one getting locked in a chokehold. Are you joking? It was cool for that lightsaber throw, but it should have been done the other way.
Yeah,
Kylo should have thrown it to Rey. She should have been the one. But no, we can't have that. Rey can't be weak.
Especially considering, like, sorry to touch on that point, especially with Kylo as well, doing like all that training with Luke and all that. It's like, if you've been through like all this and then like turned on like Luke or like Luke to whatever, like sort of, it's just like, dude, and then like you had your own army and stuff. It's like you're meant to be like this all powerful. As soon as Rey steps on the scene, he's like, Fuck, I'm pretty weak though, guys. Like, haven't really been doing much. Like,
Ray beats Luke. She beats Luke when she fucking cracks the shits at him. That he like uses that stick that he pulls off the fucking fence or whatever, and she even beats Luke. Like,
I was about to say, what do you know what the time period is between episode 7 and 8? Because if I remember correctly, I'm fairly certain it is.
It's pretty soon after.
It's
like, not much
pretty
has
soon
happened.
after, exactly.
And to think, so there is too many plot holes to count. This is something we're all going to go through when the movie comes out. We'll just sit down and we'll stop and start the fucking movie over and over and over again. How many things is going to pop up? Like, to put it into perspective, think back to 7. Every single scene, there's a part with Finn and someone else that requires a pilot. Like when he's leaving Starkiller, was it Starkiller Base? No, he was leaving Jakku. Yeah, he was with Poe. He was escaping with Poe, and he's like, I need a pilot. I don't know how to fly. Poe's the best fucking pilot in the Rebellion, or what do they call it now? Resistance.
They're called the Rebellion.
Oh yeah, so that was Resistance at the start of the movie, and then halfway through it, they started calling them Rebels and Rebels. Jesus Christ! But the whole point is, Finn can't fly. He is not a good pilot. He doesn't even know how to pilot. He gets on the turret as well when they're in the Millennium Falcon because he can't fly. He can't. And the whole point in 7 is same with Rey. She's a better pilot than Han, knows more about his ship than him, you know, because she's better than everyone at everything. But even again, so the Finn and Rey's obviously the pilot. So by the end of 7, he ends up in a coma somehow by getting his fucking spine sliced up, which again, his jacket has no damage on it when he gets out of the coma.
Who's this?
Finn.
He has no damage on it. There's no like consequence of that happening. I would have honestly liked if he had to have some form of exoskeleton or...
That would have been cool.
Yeah, some form of like cybernetic to keep him alive. Like, it was a pretty serious fucking slash, man. Like, straight up his spine with a lightsaber. I don't think anyone's going to come out of that. But the point is, in 8, Finn can now fly. Just because he's woken up from a coma. What?
Just the Finn character in general, I think, is a bit like... In all seriousness, though, like... He just meets Rey, and then as soon as he comes out of the coma straight away, he's like, "Where is she?" And all that. It's like, you've known her for like...
Well, yeah, I remember saying
maybe a week.
Yeah, I said that in a previous podcast.
Like, yeah,
he gets
like touching
really
on...
attached really easily.
Like that and all that. And then, like...
I was actually starting to like his character. Another thing was the apparent selfishness of him in 8, where he's being selfish and wants to escape or whatever else. He overcome that already in 7. Because he was going to ditch them when they were at Maz Kanata's... the
palace.
He was going to ditch. And then he's like, nah, fuck that. I've got to fight it for a better cause. And then somehow, in 8, he's going through the exact same thing again. And same with Rey, with her parents. Why is she searching for her parents when Mars already told her they're not coming back? And then she overcome that. Like, it was so many plot points are just being rehashed for no reason. Like, they've already been done.
Just wish Finn had have died. In all seriousness,
yeah,
like right at the end,
like
I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like he's actually going to sacrifice. I was like, "This is actually getting up." And then just Rose is like, "No," and it's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I don't know.
Like, what are you actually fucking doing?
Worse than Jar Jar.
Like that would have been a shit. Like I would have actually been like, "Holy shit!" Like he went out with a fucking like.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I don't know if anyone. I think everyone watching that movie was surely thinking like, "Oh yeah, that's a good thing to die for." Like,
oh shit, yeah.
A good way to like end Finn.
That's a pretty great distance as well. You think about the distance between the cannon and the base. It was pretty fucking large. And then when Rose comes in, smashes him out, she ends up unconscious after her bullshit. Like, probably the worst quote in Star Wars fucking history. Worse than Sam's course. I don't like Sam.
Yeah, that was not a bad quote, right?
What's fucking terrible. Oh, she's like, save the people we love. Bullshit. Oh, it's fucking cringe. I know that much. I was like,
We'll have to hunt it
I laughed in the cinema. But the point is, she gets unconscious, and somehow he drags her and himself across the battlefield without getting shot once at that great a distance with all those AT-ATs just
and TIE fighters I
think TIE fighters, they fucked off. So that was their excuse. Yeah, the TIE fighters went away because the Millennium Falcon came in. And then Kylo has a fucking autistic.
That guy, I don't even know what that like general commander is, like who is with Kylo, but like dude, even he was like that close to killing Kylo in the movie as well. And it's just like, this guy's meant to be like the super evil dark Sith and all that. It's like, how are you like...
Yeah.
It actually genuinely frustrates me. Even with Snoke though, like, that's another thing with that. It's just like, you build up Snoke to be like, holy fuck, like, everyone wants to know who the fuck he is, what's his backstory and all that. And then that just happens and it's like, you just fucking said, oh, he won't disobey me, like, I can see what he's going to do next. How would he not even heard, like, the lightsaber, like, turn?
Yeah,
oh, it's just like, dude, like...
Nah, see, Snoke was another big part. See, all of these points we're bringing up, there's too much to each one of them. Like, I could go on a tangent on every point, fucking like half an hour per subject, easily. But, yeah, Snoke's another one. There's no background given. There's like no indication of who trained him, where he's come from, how he's so fucking powerful, and what the fuck? Like, he just dies that easily with no explanation of anything. There's not even shit in comics or anything, because that's how. Because stupid fanboys, just dumb fanboys that say, "Oh, just go read the books and shit that's come out."
The comics. Right,
so we have to go and read all this bullshit so that we can understand something in the movies. That's not how you fucking make a film series. Are you kidding me?
I googled the Rose quote. I'll try to get through without laughing. It says, I saved you, dummy. That's how we're going to win. Not fighting what we hate, saving what we love."
It's
the
so
cringe.
Bad.
The actual
cringe. Fucking bad. And then even the kiss. Finn's, like, the actual actor of Finn, he has this, like, what the fuck look on his face. He's like, what? Why are we kissing? And then somehow he, like, cares for her over Rey when they get out of there. He's like watching over her unconscious, like, fuck that.
Is she alive still, or is she dead?
No, she's in a coma.
Oh, she's in a coma.
That's how they, do everyone in a coma.
Yeah,
And Leia was in a coma. How many comas were in the movie? I guess you could say Poe was in a coma because they put him asleep. I'd say just about every character in the movie, I think, except for Rey, because of course not Rey. Just about everyone was put in a coma at some point.
But god damn, I'm just trying to think of what was the part I really freaking hated. Actually, the one part that
the thing with Holdo really pissed me off.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah. That annoyed me beyond belief, and because it ruins like the whole.
Yeah, they build it up like she's a double agent or something, and that's the only fucking logical conclusion I came to in my head. I was thinking, in the movies, I was like, she must be a double agent. There's no reason for her to not to be telling anyone. Like, she's literally starting a mutiny over nothing. Why won't she just fucking tell them?
I was thinking the same thing.
I was hoping she'd be a double agent because that would have been awesome.
It would have been a really cool twist. But even her with the fucking suicide bombing.
It ruins the universe.
Hyperspace, yeah. All these things that is pulling out their ass and completely. That was my biggest, probably one of the biggest issue I have with Disney's treatment of Star Wars is the absolute disrespect for the original IP and the universe itself. Just taking an absolute shit on it.
Well, just think about
the treatment of fucking Han's character, the treatment of Luke's in particular. Luke's character is the most tragic one out of all of them. He's gone now. He can't even redeem himself.
I remember that video.
Cannot even redeem himself.
Yeah, that was a good video that you shared about that, actually.
Oh, man.
Like,
tears.
It was legit feels, but like... To know that, like, Mark Hamill himself, like, was, like, thinking that of, like, his own character, like, he portrayed and all that. Like, for even him to say that, though, about, like, his own character is just like, fuck. Like,
so
Disney have well and truly fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, so depressing. And he's backflipped on his comments now. I'd say, like, when he did, he sent out a tweet, like, saying, oh, I didn't mean to say all these things. And he did, like, 30 different interviews saying all this stuff as well. It's like, I'm pretty sure you did mean it, Mark. But it's like, all the comments were, blink twice if the mouse has a gun to your head. Like, it's obvious Disney. Like, Disney has fucking got him at gunpoint pretty much. He even said in interviews previously, he's like, I can't say much because they'll cut off my head and throw it to the wolves. Like,
well, could you imagine if Rian Johnson recorded Return of the Jedi? Like, as soon as, they come out of hyperspace and, like, Lando's got the Falcon.
Yeah.
Freaking hell, you just got Akbar's ship to go straight to the Death Star.
Well, it should have been Akbar instead of Holdo.
Yeah, I know, that would have been awesome.
If you wanted, it was a cool scene. It was probably...
It was cool, but...
The prettiest scene in the movie, I guess. Like, from a technological standpoint, it looked really cool, but it didn't make any sense.
Rest in peace, Akbar.
Yeah.
Sweet prince.
Yeah, Akbar just gets thrown out without even
And what about
probably
that,
one line of dialogue.
And what about the chick, the fighter chick at the start?
On the bomber.
Yeah, I know. She's fighting. She's like in an A-wing. Her name's like Tally or something like that.
Oh, she was the only attractive one in the whole rebellion.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
it's
what
not
you're
even
talking
like but like there's just like another pilot or like a rebel, like a Wedge Antilles almost
about?
type character, and then they kill her off.
And they kill
instantly.
her off. Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Just why? Is that some sort of like reference to like killing off
Killing off the beauty.
the beauty?
You can only have ugly people in their
Yeah.
existence.
It's all
Because
about
they're all minorities and oppressed people. Because, the big bad white man, evil, hateful white man
Well,
is the first order.
she's the bisexual in the movie Holdo. I remember.
How does that even come up?
I remember talking to you about there was a bisexual character in The Last Jedi when you were last on, and I researched it recently, and it's not like official, but I think it's always certain that she's bisexual in that movie.
The purple hair's a dead giveaway, I guess.
Yeah, I know, obviously, yeah, like that. But yeah, oh god damn it. And probably the last point on like The Last Jedi would be just how like there was so many moments where you think something would happen, but it didn't end up actually happening.
Or moments
Just for the
that were unnecessary.
yeah, just for the sake of it. Like, so you could argue like, just a few scenes that come to my head was like when Luke was on that planet, you thought he was there. He's not really there. I mean, just trying to think of other moments where that happened.
You're just wanting, after all these years of not having Star Wars film with Mark and the rest, you've been wanting another saber duel with Mark for how long, and we get nothing.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of like
Doesn't even touch.
I guess you could kind of like Rebels season 3 where Darth Maul and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I remember some people
Initially,
liked
I
that.
was really disappointed, and then I kind of just.
But then you
I read into the behind the scenes of it, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It made sense because it was like a 3-hit combo that they did, and then Maul's dead. It's like, well, that was really disappointing, but it was essentially it just came down to Maul did the same move to Obi-Wan that he did to Qui-Gon, and it didn't pay off because Obi-Wan's been pondering on that moment for his entire life.
I was going to say, what does Darth Maul say something to Obi-Wan after that? Because if I remember correctly, like
he's
he
holding
holds him, and then
because
he says something nice, doesn't he?
Maul knows that that Obi-Wan's looking over someone.
Oh yeah.
And then he's just like, tell me, is he the chosen one? And then Obi-Wan, I think, just nods. I don't even know if he says yes, but he says yes. And then Maul's dying words were, "He will avenge us." Pretty much. The chosen one will avenge both of them, everyone. Like the fact that Maul was wronged by Sidious his whole life.
Yeah.
He was just dropped.
I guess you could argue like the balance
he was meant
has gone
to be
as
so
well.
much greater.
Yeah, the balance has gone as well.
Yeah.
Although I did see some like stat the other day. I don't know if it's like official, but apparently there was like 150 Jedi that survived Order 66.
Well, that'd be non-canon now. Anyway.
Yeah, I think non-canon, but
yeah, there was about like a few, just over 100, I think.
Yeah.
In the expanded universe. But I think canonically now there's
Ahsoka.
less than 10.
Yeah, so you would have Ahsoka, Ezra.
Yeah, Ahsoka. Well, Ezra wasn't even one, so it would be Kanan, his master,
and obviously Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. I'm pretty sure Quinlan Vos is canon because anything that was included in Clone Wars
is canon. Yeah.
But I don't think they've established whether or not he survived Order 66 yet, so that's like up in the air. I guess you could even argue that Asajj Ventress was Jedi, considering she started out.
She was a good
Jedi.
character.
Yeah.
It's a shame she didn't make it to the movies.
Yeah, she would have been pretty cool. Even the side stories with her in the shows would have been good. If she had popped up again.
I was about to say, next topic though, we shall move on to how we make it better.
We'll come back to the Last Jedi one.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a live stream that night. But so we'll go to like, what was I just saying? So all right. So imagine like we are, just making our own trilogy. We got Matt Hughes on board, director.
Yeah.
We got Ando to do some sound and directing. I don't know what other movie stuff there is. And yeah, so how do we make? I guess we could say they wanted the same time period as what we've got now in that trilogy. But how would you improve it? I guess
After the events that have occurred, or
so after episode 6. So imagine it's still 30 years after.
Right.
So they're all still alive still.
You literally just go into the books.
Well, you got to talk about the books.
So
our viewers, all 5 of them.
Yeah,
don't know what
I
we're
read
talking
the
about.
books growing up. I've probably got just over 20 of them or something still in storage somewhere. But they came out in the 90s after 6 finished, and Lucas considered them all canon. He would give them a tick of approval whether or not he wanted them to be canon. Back then, they're all non-canon now, but from what I can remember at least, because I haven't read them since I was 12, from what I remember though, the main gist of it was Luke goes on to basically build an academy of Jedi on Yavin 4, so the rebel base. Brings up a new generation of Jedi, which is explored again in the Jedi Knight series games.
Yeah,
Jedi Academy.
I like those stories.
Yeah, that's actually what pretty much was in the books. I think he has 1 kid. I'm not sure if he has 2 anymore, but Han and Leia have 2 kids. So Jaden Solo and I'm not sure. I can't remember, man. They basically, a lot of them used. One of them was Ben, which was I think Kylo's actual name, isn't it? Kylo is still Ben. Yeah. I'm pretty sure his middle name was meant to be Kenobi, so they're meant to be naming him after Ben.
It's Jason or Jason.
Yeah.
And Jaina.
Yeah, there was a girl.
Yeah. Because I think the boy turns to the dark side. I think I've watched. I've not watched. I think I've read up on the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Entries.
Yeah, he does. He turns to the dark side.
Then he eventually turns good, which is probably what will happen.
I think he died anyway.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
For sure.
Kylo will be. He's basically Jaden anyway.
Yeah.
But I think Luke's son might have been the one that was Ben. Point being,
rings a bell.
Leia does training, because we know at the end of 6 when he has the conversation with her that she has powers. He's like, "Oh, you've got the same powers," and she's like, "What do you mean?" And then he says the big reveal that he's the brother of her. That was even just pulled out of George's ass. I don't think George knew that making the first 2 ones. But she goes on to do training. She becomes pretty adept in the Force. She ends up with a double-bladed, I think it was yellow or orange lightsaber.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was
I thought
yellow.
she had a green one.
She might at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The main one she had was a double-bladed, I think yellow or golden, whatever you want to call it. She ends up training. So I don't really remember much of the actual Sevens book, but after that, I know at some point there is still people left of the Empire, which is essentially who they're picking off. They're just taking on the remnants of the Empire around the galaxy. And what was her name?
Is it Luke Skywalker's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Mara Jade.
Mara Jade, that's the one. I was thinking Mary.
Only because I read that name last night.
Mara Jade, she's this redhead. I think she was an assassin for the Empire, and she was sent after Luke, and eventually he ends up turning her. Yeah, and then that's who he ends up having the kid with, and ends up being his wife.
If we had more of that stuff in the sequel trilogy,
she was cool.
They just played it way too safe.
Yeah, exactly. She was a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
But we can't have that because she's not a minority. We can't have Luke build an academy of Jedi because he can't be good.
It's gonna happen next episode 9, Middle Eastern character.
Yeah, it's gonna be some.
Speaking of Mara, I know this is off topic.
They'll probably go and find an Amazonian.
Yeah, I know this is off topic, but Flash. Did you see the new Spider-Man? Homecoming?
I've dropped off from Marvel completely.
Well,
I refuse, man. I told
you know
this
Flash
last
Thompson.
One.
That character.
Yeah.
So you know in the comics.
Yeah, he's the
high school quarterback.
Dude.
Yeah. He's in the Homecoming one. He's like an Indian kid who's like a nerd, a bully.
I read into it because I actually wrote a piece on it for my uni shit.
Yeah.
I didn't elaborate on it too much though.
So I don't understand why they have to change, like, you know, the source material that's been around for, like, you know, a good 50, 60 years. I don't understand why they changed that. Like, if they have a new character and it's like, you know, Asian or whatever, that's fine.
Well, they did it with the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Making Spider-Man black. The new guy they brought in for that, and he's gay as well, just for the bonus. The bonus points. The new
comic or
the new Spider-Man's black in the comics, yeah, and they're making a animated film about it.
Oh yeah.
Miles, is that Miles Morales?
Yeah, and he's gay as well, just for the bonus points.
I was about to say, we'll get back on topic.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the
about making a better sequel.
Back to the point of So Luke gets Mara Jade.
Whose podcast is this?
So you go on then, elaborate.
Oh no, you keep going.
So yeah, gets with Mara Jade.
Yep.
Eventually Luke turns to the dark side. I'm pretty sure that goes into episode 9. And by doing that, Leia goes after him to try and bring him back, and he ends up losing his other arm.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, so he ends up both metal arms, and he's...
That'd be glass.
Yeah. He does come back to the Jedi, of course he does, because it's Luke. But that was pretty much the main points of it, really. Yeah. I don't remember much else. He trains... Pretty much everyone gets like some form of Force abilities, and... I don't know, it was a lot better. I know that much.
Definitely, yeah. From what I've read of it,
I highly recommend
it seems
reading.
A lot better.
Yeah.
But one thing I'd definitely add, from like what we've got, like from the Sequel Trilogy, one thing I wish they'd like talked about more or shown was a Jedi like order up and running again. Like you see snippets of it being destroyed the temple, but it's just like I want to see like Jedi swinging lightsabers and shit like that.
And the Knights of Ren as well.
They
weren't even touched on.
They would be sick as well. And another thing would be not the Old Republic, the New Republic up and running, just to like see what they've actually gotten up to. I know they're destroyed now or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It would be good to see what It's been 30 years since they defeated the Emperor. Because I know in Battlefront 2
according to Disney,
the
First Order isn't even the Empire anymore. And if you play the Battlefront 2 campaign,
the Battlefront 2 campaign,
they just take over the actual Empire itself.
Spoilers. What happens is they just. Have you played the campaign?
No.
So what happens is so like you're on Endor, and you so the Emperor dies and the Death Star 2 blows up.
Yep.
But the Empire doesn't actually end there. Like it goes on, and I think that's. I don't know. I don't think it's to that extent in the canon. The Legends is it like they're still around, but they're not like.
Well, realistically, they would be
until
but they're not like a dominating force in the galaxy. It's all pretty balanced out. They're just like another faction in the galaxy, like the Hutts.
Yeah.
Like the Hutts are pretty fucking big if you actually read into them, but they're not like taking over everything.
Because that's what I hate about just off topic again. That was what was cool about the Clone Wars season 4 and early season 5. Like you had the Republic, you had the CIS, and then you had the bounty hunters. Yeah, the Mandalorians. Like that was probably one. I don't know.
They're completely underutilized.
God,
they're such good.
That was so good.
Faction.
Just Darth Maul coming back was a masterstroke for them. Whoever thought of that idea, just God damn it. But that's another thing that just annoys me about. I wish they hadn't done. I wish they hadn't gone the small group of people versus the David versus Goliath type thing. Is what I would say. Or if they want to go that route, they should have gone this like the Knights of Ren. They were the David, and the New Republic was the Goliath. Yeah. Like that would have been like a nice little spin on it, because. I don't know about you, but every time I just see the clones and droids in Attack of the Clones, and I just love the scale of that movie or the movies.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you see the Rebels episode on that? That was really cool.
The Clone Wars. No, I didn't. I haven't seen it.
I think it was in season 3. I think I did. I just see it recently
3.
though, but it's not Cody. Who's it? Rex? Captain Rex is back with them, and
they see droids, don't they?
Yeah, they go on a planet and they find droids, and they're still operational, and they're like, "What the hell?" Because the strategic droid if you remember those from the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, I think I've.
He's the commander on that planet, and then he ended up breaking them from the motherships and everything else, so they were completely independent and their own little force. But
that's a cool story.
They end up getting captured, and then they have a war game with Rex, Kanan, and whatever his name is. I don't even care about the main character. Ezra, yeah. They end up having a little war game with them, and it's like reenacting the Clone Wars, and it was the whole purpose was to send it off once and for all, to end the Clone War once and for all, and see who actually was the superior force, the droids or the clones, and that was the whole point of the battle. Like the droid was going along with it, and he'd spare them their lives if they won. And then the Empire comes, and the CIS realise the Empire is actually against them, and then the enemy was my friend. So
see, why do they have to play it so safe with stories in movies? Like I know they've got to make money, but it's just like, come on, dude, just give us a even if the story sucks, at least you took a chance to try to give us a good story versus a rehash of what we've seen.
Well, that's what I don't like about the new trilogy is that it's like at least with the prequels, they were bad movies, but at least you had a really good story. But you don't even have a good story in the new trilogy. You've got bad, terrible movies and even worse story.
See, that's why I don't get the arguments. That's why I don't understand the hate for the prequels. Like, I'm just oblivious to that because I don't like when I watch those movies. I don't look at the acting. I just look at it as I feel like it's I watch it for the story, and that's where I get my enjoyment out of it. Like even the Phantom Menace, when they talk about like trade negotiations and stuff like that, like I can understand why people find it boring, but I'm just like, yes, love that shit.
Yeah, most people can't stand politics.
Yeah, I dig that stuff.
Yeah, that's the difference for like politics.
Yeah, gotta dig. Friggin' what's that race called again? The Trade Federation race? I can't remember their names.
Well, I never remember. The Trade Federation was made up by like a few different ones, so I always get them mixed up.
Oh god.
But they're meant to be based on Asians.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah. This is why they have that accent. It's meant it's like meant to be China.
Oh god.
Damn.
I'm gonna look at them the same now.
Because think about what is
space Muslims.
the space Chinese, man. Think about what's their greatest asset? It's trade. That's why they call the Trade Federation.
What about the sand people?
Oh, everyone already knows that.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
I love that. I love that so much. That's probably the greatest movie of all time, to be fair. But yeah, dude, have we got anything? What would you add to a sequel?
So I'm sort of agreeing like on Ando, just because I remember like being a bit younger and like going on the Wikipedia, sort of just I don't know, obviously looking up like Ben. I think it might be like Ben Skywalker or something like that. Like just all those characters. I was like the stories from like there sound cool and all that. Not only like obviously because everyone's gotten used to like Han, like Leia, Chewie, Luke, etc. And all that, and like they're loved by like a lot of the fans. Like if you keep that, if had have kept that going and all that, it would have been like so much cooler. Like yeah, right, they're a little bit older and all that, but then obviously you get to like what you've said as well in your points. You get to see the upbringing of like a whole Jedi temple and all that. Like you get to see like these new Jedi and all that. Obviously, like there'd be like new empires like surrounding men. Like crap, like these guys still exist. Yeah. Like we're still mad about what they did to our emperor, so like we want revenge and all that. You could have like twisted it on that instead of bringing in like a Rey, a Finn. And stuff like I don't know.
Even if they wanted to still go the same route, where like he built this big academy, but it was destroyed by Kylo. Even if you still went that route, at least leave some of the fucking Jedi. Like he's taken off with the Knights of Ren, and we don't even get to see them in 8.
And the Knights of Ren would have been such a cool like thing as well.
I don't.
In my opinion,
Jedi trained by Luke. I'm pretty sure at least one of them would have survived.
Oh, surely.
I guess you could. So to a point.
Poe will be a Jedi, that's why.
Yeah, what I like to see in the.
Well, everyone has the Force.
That little boy is Anakin. Reincarnate. 110% right at the end of the movie.
Episode 9 predictions next. But
everyone's going to have the Force.
One more.
So stupid.
One more.
I think Abrams is coming back,
he is.
Hopefully
he might stabilise it a tiny bit. Like the Force Awakens
was still bad, but
sucked, but
nowhere near as horrible.
Yeah, I actually liked Force Awakens more because of the Last Jedi.
I just hope that it's unfounded hope, but I just wish that actually die there. He just like puffs to somewhere else in the galaxy, like poof, just teleports, and then JJ brings it back.
Like some sort of Goku.
I'm not ready for Luke to be dead. Although now we see that, you know, Force Ghosts can summon lightning and whack people with their spirit sticks, which makes no sense.
Episode 9 predictions.
So
But
it's going to be Battle of the Force Ghosts.
I was going to say, do you know what I really hope we see on like movie screen or at least TV screen is what's that? You probably know the name because I don't know how to pronounce the name. Like it happens like roughly 30 years after, like in the books, and it's like that it's aliens from like another galaxy, and they just absolutely tear shit up. It starts with like V.
Yeah, they're crazy. I can't remember the name.
It's like Vong or something.
They're like the Borg of Star Trek.
Yeah.
They're
And
like
they
the
just,
next big bad.
And they just can't like die easy.
Yeah, they've got I remember their symbol is like a tribal symbol and it's like purple.
And something like that. But that like storyline of like aliens coming from like another universe.
Yeah.
Or like the outer or unknown regions.
With the Old Republic as well. It's like both the Sith and Jedi just get decimated by the new Emperor dude that comes in.
Yeah.
Like, we need another one of those things. I'm so sick
Republic,
of seeing
please.
the Empire versus Rebels.
Old Republic. But we'll move on to episode 9 predictions. Have you got purple in your hair?
Pink.
Oh, pink.
Rest in peace, little Pete.
Looks purple. Why'd you get that done?
No, he just...
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, little Pete. When he died.
That's just like
Plus, I'm getting my dreads soon, so I'm on 2 different colours.
Actually looks...
bit of
Actually looks kind of dope.
reminds me of bit like Little Zan as well, and I can always mispronounce his name, but XX Tentacion.
Yeah.
Right, so episode 9 predictions. What do you reckon's going to happen in the movie? So obviously,
Force
we'll do a refresher quickly. So obviously, the rebels, quotation marks, the rebels. They're on the escaped. Then they escaped. They Kylo Ren's obviously going to be after them, and there's Jedi kids, apparently.
Yeah, well,
So what do you reckon will happen?
Anakin reincarnate.
Well, I wrote that down actually. I hope Anakin returns as
He
a
won't.
Force ghost.
They can't bring back someone that's white and a male. I'm being
So depressing, but
as
so true,
stupid
yeah.
as
So
it
true.
sounds. As stupid as it sounds, it's true. They only bring back people that are going to be minor. Like you have more of a chance of seeing Mace Windu come back.
I'd happily take that.
I'll take that. I'll take that. But yeah, hopefully Anakin comes back because I reckon that it's being hinted at a lot. Like he obviously wants to be like his grandfather.
It'd be cool just to see him as a ghost.
And it'd be cool, yeah.
All I got to see is just a ghost, and him and Ewan McGregor. Like imagine that Obi-Wan and Anakin coming back. That'd be cool.
Like Obi-Wan talking to Rey, and then like
And
so
Anakin
kind of the
stepping
same
in
scenes.
to play on both sides of the light and dark.
Whereas Anakin, I reckon Anakin. I'll put money on him coming back next. It just makes so much sense for him to come back, especially.
He said he would do. He
yeah,
would do it.
yeah, I know.
All of them have said they would.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like even Ewan McGregor said that. That's just like, why wouldn't you? If I was head of Star Wars, I'd be like,
Holy
dude,
shit!
we're making a Clone Wars action movie, like a movie Clone Wars. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that would be amazing to get them back. I don't know. What do you think of the casting of Hayden Christensen? You don't mind that, do you? Just take acting aside.
Yeah,
Just like just the look of him.
When you forget about Hayden and you just look at Anakin as a character, I can't think of an actor that would fit Anakin.
Yeah. Besides him.
Besides him, I can't.
Yeah. It just
He fit the role pretty perfectly. The only flaw he really had was the lack of chemistry with Padme and the really bad lines. But that's not his fault. Like the acting.
Have you got any lines for us? You can
Oh,
repeat,
man.
please. Please, I just want to hear you say one.
This is where the fun begins. And then like fucking dying in space. This is where the fun begins.
Oh God.
No, it's just so bad.
I love that line. God, I love Anakin though. He's probably my favourite character.
Yeah,
He's so
he was.
badass.
It was really
Can't
good.
go past good old everyone's just like classic. Hello there.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck.
That's the best line in the movie.
Yeah. I reckon what will happen though in episode 9, I reckon we're definitely going to get, so it would definitely be a time difference, a major time difference. Surely we can all agree on that, like 5 years.
It's got to be significant enough
Yeah.
for Rey to have apparently trained herself with those books that she stole.
Yeah.
Because they weren't actually destroyed in that fire.
And what I want to what I hope happens is she revives the Jedi somewhat.
She's going to be... Oh my god, I just realised what the fuck they're going to do. She's going to be what Luke should have been.
The Messiah.
She's going to be the fucking teacher.
Yeah.
She's going to be the one raising a new generation of Jedi. She's literally just taken everything that Luke should have been. And we all, like, a lot of people have noticed that as well. She's taking on so many things that Luke should have been the one to do. They've completely changed his character.
Did Carrie Fisher die during filming episode?
They finished it, and then on the plane home, she died.
Oh, okay.
Her heart gave out on the plane home.
Because I was going to say, like, obviously, I was like, does that mean that they lay her to rest?
Didn't she film some scenes for episode?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that the filming had just wrapped with 8, and then she died on the way home. So I don't even know why they kept her alive.
Yeah,
in all honesty, she should have died when
she should have.
When she
Kylo
was
shot
pulled
the missile.
out. As horrible as that would have been, as like it's pretty shocking already, that scene. Like she gets really violently pulled out into space, and that would have been. I'm like, oh fuck yeah! I was like pretty crushed, and like she's actually dead. It was such an impactful scene. That would have been perfect for the character to die there, and that would have added some fucking.
And realistically as well, like,
same with Finn.
And then
imagine
transforms
that.
into Clark.
Leia and Finn dying. Holy shit! That film would have been actually fucking.
And like
good.
as well as, and it would have just sort of made sense as well, considering that obviously rest in peace, but like did pass away in. So like, because I know me going into the movies, I was like, all right, so where will like they cut a character? Like realistically,
what are they gonna do now?
Yeah.
So
he definitely made like choices based on. So like, I reckon he knew what we assumed was going to happen. So you assume that like Leia was going to be the one who dies, and then he completely changes it to Luke's the one that dies.
Anyway.
And it's just like, why? Like, I reckon he just made that change purely because of just like, oh, surprise, something like that.
Still left in it.
Yeah. Oh god damn it! But I really hope Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren.
make an appearance, they're like existing somewhere.
Well, JJ made them, so
I really hope. I really hope they watch Legend of Korra, so season 4, because what they should do in season 3 of Legend of Korra, like something happens and there's airbenders again. So there's only like a handful, but then there's like a whole bunch of them now, and you can kind of compare that to obviously there's Rey and Luke, but now there's apparently a whole bunch of Jedi. And what happens in season 4, like there's a 3-year difference. They get trained up, and then they start like, you know, helping out and stuff like that. So I really hope that is what happens. She trains them up for 5 years, and then they're strong enough to fight against the Knights of Ren, which would be like, imagine that, like, you know that cinematic of the Old Republic where like the Sith, they fly through the Jedi Temple, they land in the thing.
Yeah.
And then the freaking, it's dark, and then the freaking sabers light up. Like, that thing is the most awesome thing to do in Star Wars.
When it came out, there was so much hype for that game.
Oh my lord! If that happened in the movies, that would be insane. Just something about lightsabers just really gets me. Really gets me going.
You can pretty much count on the Knights of Ren not even having lightsabers. They'll be like the guards.
The Magna Guards for
previous.
Oh wait, no.
the
So
Praetorian
sorry.
It'd be cool if they kind of, because they've obviously had like a stormtrooper that has a freaking axe. Why would you need that in freaking space? For one, they've had the guy with the laser sword, the traitor guy.
Yeah.
So there's 2 weapons. Like, what's the use of that when there's lasers flying around? So I wouldn't put it past them to have like, not like a full-on lightsaber, but like, say there's like an axe guy that carries like a
javelin.
Like a javelin or something like that with like a little laser thing on the end of it. Like, I could imagine that.
Anything to sell more toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit.
Seriously, that's pretty much what made up the majority of the decision making in 8.
Well, Captain Phasma just in general.
Phasma is
like
such
realistically
a shit character. Why? She serves no purpose other than to sell toys. She's the highest selling toy out of everything.
I remember in the first trailer for episode 7, I was like, this could be like the new like Jango Boba Fett. Because that's how like I felt like it was portrayed. And then like, it was legit just, she did, and then obviously it turned out that it's a she, which, okay, like, no worries. But then like, to not even like really do anything, and then she just dies, and then just BB-8 just takes over the walker, and it's just, oh no, I can't. I actually can't.
I really hope all Porgs get executed.
By Chewie, clearly.
Those damn chickens.
They better not even make a return, but they will because they sell.
Yeah, the plushies.
And they're really, really pushing for it too.
Yeah, they shit.
Everything.
When you,
I never thought I'd see the day where I could say I'm sick to death of seeing Star Wars everywhere.
yeah,
It's marketed on fucking everything.
Yeah, it always appears in your Facebook and stuff.
I remember
man. Every single thing, like every food item you can think of has Star Wars on it now.
There's Star Wars Band-Aids. Me and my mum found them the other day.
There's always been some form of that. Like there's a little handful of like kids stuff, but it's on everything. It's too much. It's oversaturated, and everyone's getting sick to death.
And now as well with the hand Solo.
Movie, you watch.
I'm not. I actually don't think I'm going to go into movies. No. I actually don't want to see it.
Yeah.
No,
like,
I'm so disinterested. Han's not even an interesting character.
The trailer didn't really do anything for me the other day.
Harrison Ford even said that himself. He's like, I don't understand the attraction.
The Kenobi standalone, like that would have been so. Just see like him getting trained up by like Qui-Gon. And, fuck, that actually excites me.
I'm mainly keen for that because to think about it this way, they've seen the reaction from 8, even though they keep trying to brush it off as trolls, saying that they're not even real fans and all this bullshit. There's probably going to be really bad backlash with Han as well. I don't think that the Solo movie's going to be that great, but considering she dropped the original director's creative differences, she's done that twice.
I'm so shattered about that. We could have had a 21 Jump Street Star Wars.
So you can think the backlash from Solo, it's eventually going to get that bad with 9. I think episode 9 will be the last straw when Disney will be like, okay, we're fucking Kathleen off. Even after Solo, hopefully she's gone by then. But if they fuck up 9, then Disney will have no choice but to get rid of Kathleen. And then hopefully by then, that's when the Kenobi movie comes out after 9.
You're closest.
Is that a joke?
But yeah, I definitely.
Because after 9 is when the next Star Wars story is. So I think
she won't leave, dude. She makes so much sense in like the landscape of things. The like the social justice.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean.
Do you know what we need?
Social justice can only go so far, man.
If only
it's going to be
like
a point when they're going to stop marketing it because they're realizing that it's killing their brand completely.
If only it was like a presidential election for it, where you could like we could get some sort of like Donald Trump type figure.
It would actually be so good if we could elect the directors for Star Wars. If fans could reach out and actually have a poll, that'd be so good.
That doesn't annoy me.
I'd actually rather Tommy Wiseau over Ryan Johnson. Imagine that Star Wars The Room.
I don't know. I'll probably go see it because of Star Wars. That's the only reason.
No.
But I remember seeing.
I don't even think I will.
I saw Rogue One and I came out disappointed purely because like I feel like they didn't really need to tell the story of that. Like that wasn't worth this. That wasn't worth.
It wasn't really worth the entire movie, no. But it was a pretty good story.
I didn't see Rogue One until like ages after it came out.
Yeah, I saw it day one. But I regret it.
Solo.
Just the trailer.
I'm gonna wait and see the response with Solo and see if I'll even bother watching the movies. But so far, I don't think I've missed one since I've been alive. I've seen every StarArs film I've been alive for since.
Even just
I don't think I saw Phantom Menace, but I saw the other.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
even just in the Solo movie, like just the trailer, how he's just like, I want to become the best pilot in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like I was an instructor, but then like they kicked me out, and it's just like, oh, dude. The only reason, in all seriousness, why I would say it is purely for Donald Glover as Lando, because I actually love him.
Yeah, I
really like.
The only thing that'll make me watch it is if they actually go down the route of how him and Chewie get together, which I think that is.
That's sort of like at the end of the.
Because I remember at least in the Legends canon, Han was working for the Empire, and then he saw Chewie being arrested or whatever, or taken to jail, and then he was like, "Fuck that," and saved him. and then they just broke off and did their own thing, and basically ends up with Chewie owing a life debt to him, which is why they stayed together for so long.
I saw there was like a photo like the Millennium Falcon like say now and it's like all white inside and then like how it was in the trailer and it's like all brown and there was like one comment just on Facebook and it's just like fuck hopefully they tell a story about how many Winfield like Reds like Han and Chewie had and just like all the beers consumed and I was like fuck that like I don't know why like that comment just like got me going so much.
Oh,
and like just about how much they like spent at like the fucking cantina just chilling there. It's like half the movie will just be them sitting there being like
well Han and Chewie is like it's pretty much meant to be like the buddy cop shit.
Exactly. So that's why
what their relationship
that's why I understand like why would they fire the 21 Jump Street guys?
Yeah.
Because I could totally see that kind of like
it will work so well.
I mean, it would be kind of weird hearing like a Wookiee, you know.
He doesn't even have to say anything.
Yeah,
he just has to do shit.
Yeah,
Like,
just like
oh, that would have worked so well. I reckon, Ron Howard apparently is a good director. I'm not sure I've seen a movie like where he's directed, but I've heard he's a good director.
and I don't really know much about
it's gonna be safe.
the Han actor. Is he sort of like a nobody per se, or is he actually like he's been in like a few? Because like I haven't seen him.
I don't know. I think he's just been in like a few scrub movies.
Fair enough.
Just I don't know. Do you know of any movies he's been in? Because it's got the chick from Game of Thrones. It's got Woody Harrelson, which is pretty cool. Like I dig that. He'll probably be in the Mentor type guy. You can already see it. You can already see it.
Oh, speaking of, you see the announcement of the guys that direct Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Star Wars series.
Well, did I see it? I tagged you. I tagged you in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. If that's, it won't be an old public one. We're holding our hopes for no reason. Like they don't even. As far as Disney's concerned, it doesn't even exist.
Do you know what we really need to do? We just need to get like a Kickstarter.
It's gonna be some cancerous fucking minority focused bullshit again. Just focusing on how evil the capitalistic society of the galaxy is. Just like the entire plot point of
scene,
yeah, Finn and fucking Rose.
That was
so unneeded.
As soon as you heard that, as soon as I saw that it was going to be a casino scene in that movie, I'm just like, no. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense in like the scheme of the movie.
And it's so hypocritical coming from Disney. Like hating on capitalism, yet like
trying to control
that's how they came to be. Like Disney wouldn't be where they are today if it wasn't for capitalism.
That's her last name, Tico.
No one's even buying the toys.
Dude,
like no one's buying the Last Jedi toys, but no one's even buying Rose. Like if there was toys gone on some shelves, Rose is the lonely one there, and occasionally a Rey. No one cares about these characters.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of like Poe because he's like a badass pilot, and that's cool. I dig that. But,
Poe's pretty much the only character I even somewhat like anymore, and even then, it's like I don't even see him as the whole minority bullshit because they're just picking on him because he's a male as well. The whole point worked with Holdo and Leia. They're like laughing at him, silly man, silly rash man. He's always being so aggressive and blah blah blah.
Tell you what would have been cool actually. Had of
just done to death, man. I'm so sick of being like in everything now. The white male are just evil in every single fucking thing.
I was it would have been
like a reverse Michael Jackson.
Look up on Google Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes
100
approval rating?
100.
What other movie in history do you know of that has 100% approval rating? What the hell?
A little movie called Attack the Clones. In my heart.
Oh, dude, even The Last Jedi has a lower audience score than all of the prequels.
Yeah, it does, which is hilarious.
That's saying a lot.
I love that. I just love that.
Should have just done Darth Jar Jar. In all seriousness, though, like that. No, like as much as everyone like because wasn't it didn't like that was always going to be the plan, wasn't it, for Lucas? But then like because like
too late. That's the problem.
Because like everyone like was like fuck off like in the prequels. He was just like alright, better not make Jar Jar. But that would have been so good. Like after you guys talked about that on the last podcast, I swear I actually went home and I was like, I'm gonna look into that. That actually sounded like really cool.
His voice actor and everything.
And just like
man.
the videos.
The original script.
Yeah, I saw that where he's just sitting there and he's like, I don't want to say what's in plan, but look out for the next few movies. And I was like, Why was this not a thing?
Okay.
Like,
Jar
holy
Jar.
shit.
It wasn't emphasized enough. It was there. If you go back and watch, it is there, but it's not done
Even
enough.
just like, just
Jar
to
Jar.
see,
a lot of creepy force.
Yeah, just
shit
like-
and
just like
blinding
how it's
people,
just- I was
making
just
them
like-
say stuff.
Well,
Even-
yeah, like,
He orchestrated him. He orchestrated Padme and Anakin.
I was just like, dude, like legitimately after like the last podcast, I was just like,
yeah,
mind fucking blown.
Yeah,
Like,
like I said in that podcast, like he's the one who gives emergency powers to the Chancellor.
Yeah, exactly.
Who makes the
No
clone army,
shit.
who kills the Jedi.
They eat like I can't remember his name, but even the voice actor said that there was actually a deleted scene where so Jar Jar and
yeah, they're like walking together.
in a hallway around the Senate, and they're like talking about, oh, thank you for giving me the power and all this shit, and it's just like, yeah, no worries.
I can just imagine them having
wink,
like a
wink,
secret
wink, wink,
handshake.
nudge, nudge. It's,
They would totally
yeah.
have a secret handshake like Jar Jar and freaking Palpatine.
No, if it wasn't for Jar Jar, then he wouldn't be where he was.
Yeah.
Jar Jar orchestrated everything, man.
Well, technically
it could have
speaking-
been done so well.
That means George Lucas wasn't wrong because he technically was the key to
Yeah, he was the key.
literally everything. So
Such a shame, man. He should have just done it. It would have been.
oh,
We wouldn't even have known the Star Wars that we have now, but I honestly think it would have been better.
I dig.
It would have made so much sense because such a hated character as well. And then you hate him even more because you realise, fuck, this guy just outsmarted
It's
everyone.
gonna pop up in the podcast. Damn it, Abby. Yeah. I love how you said before.
Even his breathing pops up, man.
I love how you said before about Rose being worse than Jar Jar.
She is. Seriously, I'd actually take Jar Jar over Rose, man. She has no purpose whatsoever.
Oh,
Even the whole point with her sister, it's like, don't even get me started on those ships. The bombers made no sense.
yeah. Oh, that whole scene was pretty. How they took. Why would they have?
See what I mean? It just leaves you
Yeah.
speechless, man. I walked out of The Last Jedi seething with rage. I was so fucking angry.
Yeah, I remember because I think we driving home with Brandon Davies. I think we were talking about like some of the questionable things in that movie. Yeah, it's never a good sign when you talk. You got to talk about that stuff. And speaking of talking about that stuff, like Ryan Johnson, he's been defending all these ever since the movie came out. He's been like doing interviews about like, oh, this is why I did that.
Yeah.
This is why I did that. But you never hear that about like any movie.
No.
It's
The fact that you need to constantly defend every single little hole in your movie.
an annoying thing I hate about Last Jedi is all those fans that defend it, saying like, oh, it's the perfect Star Wars movie. What do you want
They're
about?
delusional, or
Yeah.
they're just super PC, and that's all they take away.
There's a
from
lot of
it.
those people on social media.
A lot, I know.
Because obviously,
I just, man,
Especially-
every day it gets worse.
on the news network, social media pages as well. Yeah, you can't go on them. You cannot go on them. Oh, she's already on the podcast. It's okay.
Says it like right towards the end.
Yeah, should play it. It's an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
When does the thing come out? Actually, I'll quickly look that up because we should definitely do when the movie comes out on DVD.
Just look up.
The Last Jedi DVD release date, Australia.
Just
Yeah,
look up. JV Hi-Fi will have a release date.
it comes out on.
It's probably going to be March.
Oh my god, it was so good for the
Yeah.
last 5 minutes. Abby, what are you doing? But no, that's actually a good idea what you said.
Yeah. Just
do
get a
that.
big group together and then
It says coming soon, so we'll have to.
check JV.
Yeah, that was on JB's website. We'll have to ETA that.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably March.
Yeah, hopefully Ben
Late
Tom's
March.
actually like around for that.
Yeah, that'd be
He
good.
will.
Oh, I don't even know. Oh, he might be. I might be in France though. I know he's going to France.
Why is he going to France?
It's pretty much like an internship. I think he ended up. Ben does a lot of weird shit.
I know. See, that's why. We've got to
He
get.
went to like a fashion. It was like a fashion or
He would.
something like that convention, and he met some like high up dude in France, like one of the head fashion designers, and he was like, "Hey, you want a job? You want to work for me?" And he's getting like all expenses paid for a trip and earning money.
See, that's why. This is why we've got to go through some of the stories I've heard about Ben Tom. Like,
Yeah.
are they true? Are they fake?
So that's
Is Ben Tom an international assassin?
So thinking back now, I've known Ben for like 13 years now. I think like pretty much half my life I've known Ben. It's about half my life now. A lot of it growing up, like especially as teenagers, he just says shit. You're like, fuck off, cunt. There's no way. You're just talking shit, Ben. You're talking shit. And still to this day, like I can think back, I'm like, there's no fucking way. But then you bring it up now, or you just like. You sit down and have genuine conversation with him, or you ask for evidence and things, he will give it to you.
I know. I remember when we were at his place and he was saying something about like going on like a religious kind of thing. And it's just like
sounds like he's full of shit, but then he can back up every claim he makes.
I know, which I hate about him. Damn it, Ben. His life's so exciting. Dude, he's gonna be the next James Bond. Ben Tom. 007. Fox Hill. Alright, dude.
Close it out?
Yeah. We'll can it.
I suppose, alright, well, cheers again, Ando, for coming on and giving us your opinions on what was.
Low key, people, if you're still watching.
Yeah,
or listening.
If they've made it this
which
far.
no one makes it this far. But, the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, the thumbnail's gonna be fucking lit.
Dope ass thumbnail.
The thumbnail's actually gonna be fucking sick.
Dude, hopefully you can get we should get like a filter on it, like a Darth Vader filter. That'd be sick.
Darth Vader filter. No, it'd actually be lit. But cheers. Cheers for listening. If you made it this far and all that.
If you like Styles, getting the Get Jedi Academy movie battles too. The link will be in the description, of course.
Let's get a group.
Yeah, we need some. We need some people on it.
Have some saber duels.
Oh wait, I gotta find out how to install it, and then happy to.
It's actually, dude. The thing
I don't know what I'm meant to be doing.